Your brain is complicated, but it's simple. There's things you can do to control it and manipulate it. There's things called triggers. Okay? What are you scared of? Like, what just freaks you out? Okay, tough guy. What's scary?
The dark on myself.
The dark by yourself.
Yeah.
So as soon as it gets dark, that triggers you, right? Don't worry, you're not the only one going to embarrass you. D, what are you scared of?
Scary movies.
All right, scary movie. So as soon as Jason comes on, see, look, see that trigger? You see that trigger? Okay, there's triggers in that regard, and you can create your own triggers. Here's my point. You work. You stop. What your body do? Go. That's a trigger, right? Think of a word. Think of a phrase. Something that you can start telling yourself, and it won't happen instantly. You got to condition your brain. Who's ever heard of Pavlov's dogs before? Okay, I'm going to tell a story super quick. Dogs have very similar brains to us. That's why probably they're man's best friend, right? Okay, not completely, but to some degree. So what Pavlov would do would ring this bell, and every time he rang the bell, he'd feed them. So their brain got conditioned to that. That bell became a trigger. Does that make sense? That bell became a trigger to the point. Then he tested it, and what he did was he'd start ringing the bell and not feed them, and they would still come salivating, which comes from the brain, right? Salivating because they thought they were getting fed. So here's what I want you to figure out, a word or phrase, and I want you to start practicing it today, and it may not stick today, but you're going to keep doing it. Every time you're tired, every time you want to relax, you come with a word, and you keep saying it to yourself, and that's the word you're going to use to keep going. That's the word you're going to use when you're dead exhausted, they call timeout, and you need to go to the bench and be like, let's go, and be unfazed. Because the truth of the matter is, there's never a time your body's just not going to be unfazed, and you're going to be fine while everyone else is exhausted, right? So just think of that word, think of that phrase. I'm not saying you got to yell it out loud like, I'm good, but tell yourself that and start using it now. Everybody with me? Okay, let's move. Now we're